What is up, guys? Hopeless Gamers, but we're working on it. My name is Jacob and this is Jamie.
And today we're showing you our top 5 secret gameplay tips for Infinite Warfare, or the beta, which you guys might be playing at the moment, that you might not know about or that might be of interest to you when you're playing.
Now, if you watched our Biospike 101 series, we've got 4 parts of that out. If you watched any of those episodes, in the last one, I mentioned that we were doing this, and we're basing it on things that you may know if you're a veteran player, but if you're a new player, these will be really handy tips. Even some of the tips that we have might not be in use for veteran players. So one thing, I've got a perfect example where I'm standing right now, is the first tip, using your map and turning to see where players are. So those red dots in the distance, they're on the flat line at the top. You can't actually see the room they're in. If you turn away, you can see that top one in the corner there. You can slightly see where they're standing. I'll get a little bit closer. But it's really good for checking rooms. So that room up there, I can see the line. I'll just kill this guy. You can see the line where he is, but if I turn, I can actually see the full room up there. So if he shoots while he's up there now, there we go, that guy there, I wouldn't have seen had I not turned the camera.
So it's just using that mini-map and using the sort of rectangle shape that it is, moving yourself on the map to position yourself to see whether they're further away than you think they are, or if they're close, or if they're in a room on the other side of the map or not. So yeah, just utilizing that map. Also, as our number 2 tip, point 2, we've got the new callouts that Infinite Warfare has introduced into the game. So when you're moving through the map, as you can see, it says Cherry Blossom here. I'm by the Cherry Blossom. So it's very cool if you're playing with mates, if you're playing in a team environment, you need to do those callouts. They pretty much just put them in the game for you now to sort of, I don't know why they've done it. I think it's a very cool thing, but if you didn't know that, you can utilize them when you're playing with mates. Say that I'm currently at, I don't have one at the moment, I'm currently in the lobby. It's just really, really helpful, and just gets those maps nice and broken down for you, and you don't have to think about it yourself.
I think it just means that everything's going to be universal for those pro players who make up their own callouts, and if they switch team, they've got to change callouts. I think that's the idea behind it. They're targeting more of a pro sort of playing as a group type dynamic. Moving on from that is the third tip. Now this one varies based on each individual Call of Duty that you play. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into a little area that I know I can use this tip for the greater good. Now this tip is to use your jump in this game as a hover. So if you do a standard jump and you hold it in, you can jump up higher. So obviously that's with a double tap. So if I'm trying to look at this window here, and I double tap and I hold the hover, and I'm hitting the roof there, so it kind of ruins the point of my tip. But you can actually just hold it up and then double tap or triple tap, multi-tap as you're up there to stay in the one spot. So that's a really handy tip for just peeking over walls. You can even use it while sniping or aiming in, so that you can hold your aim steady.
Yeah, I think if you also have Dead Silence, the perk on, it's also really helpful because you won't give away your position while you're doing that. The class that I'm using at the moment has that in it, so you can pretty much do it anywhere and you won't be showing up on the map as like a multiple red dot when you're hovering there.
Now the next one's a little harder, this tip to show in-game, so we're going to have to show an overlay of this, unless by some happenstance it happens while we're recording this. This one's called the fake out. Now this is when you see a player who's seen you in your peripherals or on the edge of your screen, and you keep running as if you haven't seen them, and then you turn to get the shot. So it's helpful around corners. If I can find a good corner, I'll do a fake one here. So if I'm running here and I see this guy up on the top, if I run and I see him there while I'm running this direction and he can't see me anymore, that's when you turn around to take the shot. The final tip was that you can unlock, actually it's gonna need more explanation than just the in-game lobby, but you can unlock weapons and equipment much, much faster in this game because of what they've introduced called missions. That at the start you start off in one called JTF Wolverines, and then as soon as you level up to a certain rank, you can join the Orion Initiative. What I just skipped there was the things that I got awarded, but that's fine because we're gonna back out and we'll just go into here so you can see the missions. As you can see in here, mission 1, 2, and 3 on each one, and then you get certain experience based on whether you finish those missions in-game or not. I'm doing the Orion Initiative, and I've moved up to level 10 there and level 18 on JTF Wolverines. Now, if you go from the main menu into your Quartermaster, you can go down to your Armory, which you guys will all know if you've been using your rare supply drops and common supply drops to get weapons. But the other thing you can do is not only go into these mission ones, and these are the ones you unlock from completing those missions. So you can move all the way up to these weapons that, for example, this one gives you a nuclear. That's the deatomizer strike that you can get from using this weapon. You can also go into the prototype lab and choose in between these, all these different options. You have to go up from the bottom, so I'll just choose one as an example. If we want to go, what gets me a nuclear? That Fallout. So Fallout is going to get me a nuclear, so I'm going to purchase NV4 Exalted. Grab that one. That unlocks NV4 Vigilance. Once I've unlocked that one and then that one, I can move up and get the Fallout, which has the trait on it of nuclear.
So you have there just a few tips. Obviously some of them I guess you would know about, but it's just the way that we thought that they would help your gameplay in the beta, and of course when we go into the normal game. But they're just some top 5 kind of secret gameplay tips that help you out. So if you guys thought that they were good, let us know. If you guys have any ones you want to add, also let us know. But anyway, that's the end of the video. If you enjoyed it, there's a button for that. Anyway, we'll be always be hopeless, and we'll see you in the next one.
Bye.